What is up, all my favorite geekies of the whole world? We are talking the last comic book movie of 2017. This is a huge one. It's Justice League. And it's made my dreams come true. I mean, I grew up watching the animated show. I grew up watching and reading these characters and just everything about these characters. And man, I'm here to tell you guys, I loved Justice League. It has its problems. I will address those in a second. But man, there were moments in this movie where I had tears, I had goosebumps, and it just made me fall in love with each and every one of these characters because each character got their moment to shine. And I think that's big praises to Zack Snyder, and I think some big praises also to Joss Whedon on some of the writing credits. Because for me, what I can tell through this film is Joss Whedon obviously wouldn't have made the Avengers. And a big thing I have with the Avengers is not everyone gets their moment to shine. In this film, each and every cast member, each and every hero got their moment to shine, and I love that about this film. When I say each and every person got their moment to shine, I mean it. Jason Momoa as Aquaman is a badass to say the least. He is such a gravitas to the role. He's funny, he's charming as this man who talks to the fish. And you know, Aquaman, he's the joke of the Justice League, I guess, in the older days, but now you can't. This dude is a plain ass rock star, and he's great to see on the screen, especially his scenes underwater. I really dug those scenes, and it makes me intrigued to see what they will do in his solo film. We jump to Ezra Miller, the new Flash. Yes, we already have Grant Gustin on TV, but Ezra Miller as the Flash. He was the one I was a little skeptical of. I was anticipating it because I love Ezra Miller as an actor, but I was like, oh, two Flashes, people are going to start comparing them. They're both different Flashes. I will say that. They're both very different Barry Allens, both different Flashes, but I actually really loved Ezra Miller. He's a cute, funny superhero, but he's also nice and cool. And the way his movements move, the way he runs is so badass. I love seeing him move and just get his stuff. It gave me a smile, and he really brings a lot of charm to his role. And he has a lot of the most comedic moments in here where I was laughing really hard at his scenes because he has such good charisma with each and every one of these people, but he's also very charming in his role, which makes him cute at times, and it's cool to see that on the screen. I liked seeing what the Flash had in here because it's really hard coming into a role that a lot of people have been seeing on the television show, but he brought a different aspect of Barry Allen that I was really happy to see. Let's jump to Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Of course, she's fantastic. She brings another sense of charm to her that we saw in Wonder Woman and Batman v Superman, and again, Gal Gadot, each and every time I've seen her in the role as Wonder Woman, she gets better and better, and she brings a lot of emotion here in certain tension-filled scenes that you really needed, and I loved seeing that. Jumping over to Ben Affleck, for me, Ben Affleck is the definitive Bruce Wayne and Batman. You guys might feel differently after, and especially after seeing Batman v Superman. I would understand if you guys felt that. I've always felt that Ben Affleck is a perfect Bruce Wayne and Batman. After seeing this film, I am for sure 100% in that, because he is the leading character in here. He's the lead for this group, and he is so good. I'm not even joking. When he's Bruce Wayne, he's fantastic, especially his banter with back and forth with Alfred. Great stuff right there. Batman is a great hero, and I love seeing his action sequences in here. He doesn't get anything that's top level as the warehouse scene, but he gets some moments in here to shine, especially some stuff where he's kicking some parademon ass. And let me tell you, goosebumps again up my arms. I loved it. Characters I've been holding off on talking about is Cyborg and Superman, because those two heroes I never connected with. I've never really loved their characters, but I will say in this film, they surprised me. I loved seeing both of them in this film. Ray Fisher as Cyborg is the perfect Cyborg. He embodies what I saw him in the Teen Titans. He embodies what I've read with him, and it's great seeing him. You get some great emotion from Cyborg as well, which could be a one-dimensional character, maybe the Hawkeye of this film, and he turns out not to be. He has his moments to shine. He has his comedic and his charm as well, and that's something that every character in here, every actor brings a sense of charm to their role as these heroes, and they rise above anything in this film, and I love seeing that. And Cyborg was a big surprise in this film. I think Ray Fisher really knocked it out of the park as Cyborg, and I can't wait to see more of Cyborg. I gotta talk about Superman, and really, if you guys have never liked Henry Cavill's performance as Superman, I think this is the movie that's gonna change you. He, for me, is the definitive Superman now. He is everything I've dreamed of what Superman would be on a live-action screen, and I say this because he made me love Superman. Just for the scenes that he was in, he was so good. He brought joy, he brought love, he brought charm. Again, that word charm is really special here, guys. And Henry Cavill is so damn good as Superman. His scenes, and maybe it's just the way he was written as well, but he plays it in such a suave way that I loved to death. And just the way he's kicking ass, the way he just appears again. And when he comes back, guys, I didn't feel like it was forced or shoot in. I really believed it. Felt like a nice part of the story, and I really enjoyed the way they brought him back. It was really unique, to say the least. I thought it was going to be something of like maybe a scene of like Martha that was a little cheesy or cliche or just going to happen all of a sudden, really no explanation. There really is a good explanation on it, and I liked it. Jumping to my cons, I've already talked about how great all the heroes are in here, how all of them get all their moments to shine, but my cons do lie in a boring villain. Steppenwolf is okay at the least. He's cool looking, don't get me wrong, he has a menacing voice, but overall, he didn't really rise to the occasion. He was just fine. I didn't really love him. I mean, General Zod in Man of Steel is one of my favorite villains in comic book history now, and I don't know what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting a lot. He had some cool moments, but nothing special that's going to make you run out. But I will say the parademons looked really cool. I love seeing their aspect and how they moved around. And the only other cons I really had was sometimes the CGI needed to be worked on. There's only two scenes in particular, not Cyborg to say the least. Cyborg looked fantastic. He looked really realistic to me. But there's a couple scenes when Steppenwolf's doing his stuff, and it looked a little fake. Not even a little. It looked really fake, and it looked really bad in those moments. And it was just a couple. It didn't take me out of the scenes completely, but I could tell it was something that needed to be animated a little bit more. Just a slight little bit more. But the only other thing I really have is some people might have a problem with the story. The story is very simple. It's very cut dry. This is what it is. We're getting the team together. And I like that. I was fine with that. It built some great things in the mythology of this world, and it created more stuff to throw in there, because there's so many Easter eggs in here, guys, that you're just going to fall in love with. Smile, maybe get some tears in your eyes, and again, I told you guys, this all happened to me, and I got some goosebumps all around my body in certain scenes. If I had to complain anything about the story, it'd probably be the pacing. Pacing is really fast-paced, and I mean really fast-paced, where sometimes I feel some scenes could have been given an extra couple minutes just to keep going and kind of just let the scene drag out a little bit. How Wonder Woman had did it with that boat scene with Steve Trevor and Wonder Woman. I kind of would have wanted a couple more of these. Some of the scenes feel like it ended abruptly. Nothing as bad as like Batman v Superman's editing was in the theatrical version, but I'm curious to see what they took out of this film. Maybe they will do an Ultimate Edition. I'm really curious to see what they do there. Overall, guys, I love Justice League, if you guys can't tell. I had some small cons, Steppenwolf, the story parts, and some of the scenes could have been chopped up a bit, and maybe the CGI could have been better. But really, I love the action sequences in here. They're fantastic, to say the least. They're beautifully shot. I mean, Zack Snyder's always been a mastermind at filming action sequences, in my opinion. The characters in here are wonderful. The actors bring such charm to them, and it really just was grand. The humor works in this film, and this film never really felt like a mesh of two directors. It felt like a Zack Snyder film, with some of the dialogue being from Joss Whedon, and you can tell it in there, but honestly, most of the scenes, I couldn't tell which one was reshot and what wasn't. I love the film a lot. I found so much enjoyment in this film, and really all the good outweighs the bad on such a high scale. I have to say, guys, if you've been disappointed in any of the DC films, I think this is the film that's setting the DCU in the right track, and I think you guys need to go check out Justice League no matter what this weekend. So with all that said, I'm going to give Justice League a B+. What did you guys think of Justice League? That's the most important thing. So comment down below and let me know. Did you guys already see it? Have you not? Tell me what your guys' thoughts are. Are you excited for it? That's what's important here. We want to start talking about it down below in the discussions. Sure, guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure to like and subscribe. I love seeing you guys. I love talking movies. That's the best thing about here. Make sure to check out the rest of my team over at Sandwich John Films. Down below, you can find a link to their website. They do written reviews, giveaways, and advanced screenings as well. There's actually people at my Justice League screenings that had won tickets from the website. So make sure to check that out, guys, because they do give tons of advanced screenings out, and there's tons of movies coming out later this year. So you guys got to look out for those. Guys, until next time, make sure to look out for the rest of the week. I still am continuing my DCEU week. I have ranking lists, some top 5 lists, and I can't wait for you guys to see them. So as always, guys, until next time, stay classy and have a great rest of your day.